All right, everybody, we're back again. Too hot North Carolina right now for intro, but shocks finally came in. The fronts and the backs and the rears, all that good. And man, I'm telling you, really liking them. They look fantastic. But I thought I'd show you guys how to put them together by what instructions say. Because I've actually done the front left, driver's side, and it was a little bit of pain. I tried to skip instructions when the man told me not to do that, but I reckon we'll get ahead and jump into it. Got to have this. You need anti-seize. I really do stress it. I'm talking about I would do the whole length of the threads. I mean, you can't hurt. I mean, whatever thread you're not going to use, you just wipe it off, it'll be fine. But this stuff right here really does help. So, first things first. Like I say, I'm gonna get it on there. I would just almost make a gum with it. Just get it on there. And like I say, I mean, whatever you don't use, you're gonna take off. So, and this stuff's pretty cheap. I put it on there anywhere I felt like I wanted it. And this bottom nut, this is your lock nut, and as you see, there's a ridge right there, and that's what and that's the side it's going up. So you just take it. I'm sorry, this way, and just bring it on down. And try to dodge his anti-seize. It makes a gum all over my hand already. Yeah, that is nice. But just bring it on down. We're gonna bottom it out because whenever you're trying to get it in the truck, it makes it a whole lot easier if you're at the very bottom than halfway. That's what I'm saying. You want these threads just to be painted up pretty good with this stuff. That way, while you're underneath the truck adjusting it, it'll actually move besides getting stuck or trying to not rust, because everything's aluminum, but it'll just stick together if you don't have it. So run this back down. And we're gonna do the same thing with this other one. There's more threads on here than what I thought. Looks good though. It's painted, can you see? And I say we just got a good looking threads. All right, same thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put just a dab bit more here. That way I can, when it comes down on that, it should grab it and paint it up too. Like I said, this is the it's got another shoulder here. This is what the spring itself is gonna sit on. So this facing upwards, and this is and this here, I guess it's like a bearing. It's got little needle bearings in it all the way around. I would put a little bit on this too. Everybody I've ever seen, this is what they've done. They put a little dab here, stick it back on there, work it a little bit. You just don't want anything freezing up. You don't want anything to get hard or get tough to turn, I should say. So just put that on there. You work it around a little bit, just get it in all of them. How's that look? Yeah, you see everything's got a little bit on it. And here's actually what the spring itself is going to turn on whenever you're adjusting it. So I would think it'd be pretty important to have it moving freely. But just throw it on there, and while you're doing it, like I said, make a gum because it's going to get everywhere. And then the only thing you got to do after that is just put the spring on it. and you'll be ready to sit it inside the truck. But before that, we got to do the bottom where the T-bar is gonna sit. And this is where it gets fun. More mess. But the snap rings they give you, that's all this stuff's pretty. I mean, it's quality, man. I've really enjoyed messing or talking with Viking and all the help they've gave me. But let me grab my my tool to open these snap rings up, and we'll get on this. All right, moving on. You get two different style, or I say thickness, or different types of clips. You get the bigger ones, and these are the ones that's going to hold the bearing in the bottom of the spring. So what I would go ahead and do is just put one in, fight with it, do whatever you got to do with it. I said these here ain't too bad. It's the next ones that's gonna be so tough. But again, pop that one in there. Make sure it's sitting in the groove. You'll see the groove I'm talking about whenever you're working on them. All right, you got that side in. So what you do now, go ahead and grab the bearing. All right, had to pause a second, but we're back. Like I was saying, you got one snap ring in. Just take this bearing. I think it's what is it? What's it rated for? Is it like 15,000, about 30,000 pounds? This thing's rated for. It's crazy. So you won't never hurt it. So just put it inside. It'll fall in. Just easy as that. And you take your other one and you throw her in. Just like that. Like I said, them ain't very bad. It's this next one. This is the T-bar. This is actually what's going to, what the shock's actually going to ride on. So slide it. Well, I'll tell you what we could do. Cause this is the fun part of everything. The tough one. All right, a little bit of a fight, but I went ahead and just grabbed them and just put this one side on. That way you ain't trying to fight both sides while you are putting in the shot. But go ahead and put this other C-clip on. C-clip, yeah. I think that's what they're called. Mine's wandering today. But again, push it in. I mean, you could even put a little anti-seize on there if you wanted to. You know, just to make sure nothing ever locks up, or you know, everything's got something to slide on, I should say. So again, do that again, make another mess. Slide it in. And take this other one. Like I say, this is the fun part to them. I'll come back whenever I get it on there. It was a tough fight, but we got it on there, man. And the clearances on these shocks, man, I think you guys are gonna love them, man. It's just as tight as it could be. Everything's snug, everything feels good. It's really hard to mess these shocks up or to put them together wrong. Like I said, it's just the clearances on everything are so tight that you really won't go on there without it being perfect. So got it together, and it's basically ready to put on the truck. Just throw the spring on, and these things here, just make sure whenever you're working with these rubber pieces that go on the end of the shock that you put it like this. You put it metal, and then you got a thick shoulder and you got a little shoulder. Can y'all tell? Can y'all see what I'm saying? But the thick shoulder is what's going to ride on the metal like that. So you had the little small shoulder set upright like that, and then you put it in the truck like that with the spring on, of course, and then you have the small shoulder facing down and the big shoulder facing up, and then the metal. And what that does is the chassis has got the hole that the shock comes out of have a hole, and the small shoulder actually help keep this shock in place and keeps it from walking. So it'll look like that. You have a fat nut that you throw on there, like so, and then I guess I send you this one as like a lock nut. So, and that one to go in after that one, whenever you get it in there. And instructions say whenever you're tightening up the top of the shock that this rubber piece should expand out to the same size as this metal. So you should be able to take your fingers and have one, and just it'll feel all the same right here. I mean, you can't over tighten these, and you can actually squeeze them out too far, and you can actually under tighten them. So it's just you had to feel it, but you should be able to tighten that thing up to where it is the same thickness as the metal. I'll show you later, and so you can get a good idea. And also, these shocks do not mount up like the regular shocks do from underneath. These actually are going to sit on top of the lower control arm, and you bolt up like that, not sticking the shock underneath like, you know, how the factory did. But that's it, everybody. It's time to throw it together and fight with it and beat my knuckles up and whatnot. So let's get started. All right, work on this front of the truck. This is the time to be safe. This is time to take a little care, because this thing here will mess your day up. But I've got the steering arm off. It just took a 3/4. Again, busted loose. Take your Pittsburgh hammer, bust it loose, and come in here, take the car key out of this, get you a 15/16, bust this loose, take a hammer, just get some separation from the ball joint and the spindle. Take the bottom 2 shot bolts out, the very bottom, and they'll look like this. They 213s. Do that, and then get you a jack, put it underneath here, jack up, take this I'm sorry, not bottom, but this top shock bolt out, and ease down ease down on it, and this thing should come loose. But so you can take the top one off, the top bolt, or I would say capsule nut, to take everything off, but you can do it without it. That's why I'm going to do it. But time to get the old stuff out and new stuff in. So moving along, we got it off. We got everything out, all the old stuff out. I cleaned up in here. Hey, this would actually be a good time for you guys if you've got your shop vac. Just stick up in this hole in there and take a vac cleaner and just get all the dirt you can out of it. If you're trying to race, getting dirt in front of the tire is not what you're after. But let's see if I can't show you. See this hole? This is the hole. Wait a minute. This is the hole I was talking about, where the shock comes out of it, and you have that shoulder I was talking about, and it'll fit right in that hole. Alright guys, we got it on there. Got the top nut to the shock bolted in, and this is what I was talking about, where the shock doesn't sit on the bottom of the control arm, it sits on top. It rides on top of the lower control arm. Do that and just jack it up, and you should be fine. Like I say, you got to twist this spring. You have to twist a big spring to get it in. Whenever you're jacking up, just watch it. It'll get caught on the lip of the chassis. Just do that though, and twist it in, and they're really not that bad to get in. They actually do pretty well. But after you do that, you just take take these wrenches, and you just have to sit there for however long it takes you to adjust them. But that's what's going to come next. You just keep taking this wrench and you keep on adjusting upwards, and you take the bottom nut and just run it up, and that'll be what locks it. So it's not a bad deal. they actually go in there pretty easily. And let me see. Let's see if I can't give you the part numbers to what I was running. Yeah. A324 AK. Yeah, AK is the fronts, and then the backs were AM. They were B390 AM, and then A324 AK. And these were like what's the number? 11 RB. Yeah, 250 pound springs is what I ordered. So, but I like them, man. They look good. I had to put them on these old control arms, but I kind of had to do what I had to do right now. So, but I'm happy. All right, everybody, wrapping this stuff up. Got the shock in there and whatnot and what have you, and I got it kind of where I want it as far as dry height goes. But if you'll come this side, you'll notice things went bad. 1 step forward, 12 steps back. And I've got a good reason for it. Taking this side back apart. And wouldn't you know, a day later, from me getting all this stuff in, that everything else would come. Upper lower control arms, the brake kit. Now I ain't gonna show that. We ain't ready for it. But I don't know. It came sooner than what I thought it would, so take it all back apart just to put it right back together. But that's gonna be the end for this video. I'll get this out and hopefully I can get the other stuff in pretty soon. I'll show you guys what I've got to do for that. But that's it, everybody. It's a work in progress. I hope I could ever get the truck back together. I don't know, it's been like 3 months since I tore it down, and I can't get everything going. So, but anyway, y'all have a good one.